Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Blaugrana Planet. And today, massive victory for Football Club Barcelona, 4-2 at home against strong Valencia. I must say, strong Valencia, but with one man down because Mamardashvili, their goalkeeper, was being sent off. And especially, guys, let me tell you, massive Robert Lewandowski with an incredible hat-trick, including a free kick goal, guys. It's not many times that we see free kick goals after Messi's departure, but today we saw it. Massive Lewandowski that after, I'd say, a slow second part of the season, I think that he is getting his redemption. Mr. Robert Lewandowski, let me show you here the goal because it's insane. It's a beautiful free kick goal. I'm just gonna show you once, but here it goes. Bow, 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 Robert Lewandowski. And I must say that Barcelona started quite slow in terms of creating opportunities. I think Valencia, if they were one man up, saying 11 versus 11, I think it would have been a very, very different game. Barcelona came out with Ter Stegen, Cancelo, Cubarsí, Araujo, Koundé, Christensen, Gundogan, Fermín López after the injury of Frenkie de Jong. Instead of Pedri, we saw Fermín López in the starting 11. Fermín López, who started scoring the first goal for Football Club Barcelona. It was a great equalizer after Valencia got the lead. Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Lamine Yamal. Certainly, pretty much the usual starting 11, except Fermín López, who was covering Frenkie de Jong. We did see substitutions after that. We did see players such as Sergio Roberto, Fernando Torres, Ferran Torres, João Félix, Pedri, Íñigo Martínez, but not much effect from these players. Valencia was playing quite solid, of course, Mamardashvili and 4-4-2. After the sent-off of Mamardashvili, well, the Jaume Valencia came on, the second goalkeeper, and Almeida was being substituted for the goalkeeper, and they were playing basically a 4-4-1 formation. There were some controversies in the game, guys. You guys probably saw it. There was, of course, the penalty on Terry here. On Almeida. Basically, here we saw an Araujo penalty, pretty clear penalty. I must say, Araujo is not playing well. Araujo lately has been lowering his level, being sloppy in the passing, being sloppy also in terms of defense. He goes well into the cut, but I must say that I'm quite disappointed with the last month of Araujo. Not on good level with the PSG thing in between, and now this, certainly not the best end of the season. I'm starting to think, is Araujo really the best for Barcelona? Even though he had some good chances there in the corners. But again, guys, you're playing against 10 men, and certainly these kind of things here in defense can cost us games in the future, and have already cost us a lot. For example, the possible qualifying into the semi-finals. On the other hand, and never better said, Mamardashvili was being sent off for a clear handball. We saw it; it was clear. But let me tell you guys, it was quite suspicious because the referee here, the referee from the side, the side referee, didn't call it when it was pretty clear. The handball was so clear from outside the box. It was, everybody saw it. It turns out that this referee, who didn't want to call the handball, which then the VAR corrected, is the same referee. Here you got him here at the back from the game back in the season 2013-2014, where Barcelona were playing the last game of the season against Atletico Madrid, and if we were winning the game, we were winning La Liga. It turns out we scored the goal, which was illegally disallowed, and it was not given to Barcelona, and a goal that would have given us the league title. It's the same ref. It's the same guy. It's the same guy. That's him right there. The same guy who didn't want to give the goal that would have given us La Liga, the 2013-2014 title that we would have pocketed in the Camp Nou. And you know what? I was there. I was there and I remember perfectly. Certainly, a lot to think about. And guys, they're talking about Negreira when 95% of the referees are supporters of Real Madrid. Now what? What are they gonna say? They can keep talking, man. They can keep talking. They know they've been robbing forever since. They know they've been doing it. It's a joke. But anyways, now I'd say the topic is in regards of Lewandowski. Lewandowski is gonna turn 36 years old in August, and Vitor Roque is certainly not at the level. Vitor Roque is not ready yet. I'd say not many minutes given from Xavi Hernandez to Vitor Roque, for example, today, like no minutes to Vitor Roque. Let me tell you, according to some rumors, I'm hearing that Xavi is not happy with Vitor Roque. Xavi didn't want Vitor Roque's arrival. Xavi is not going to give opportunities to Vitor Roque, and apparently he doesn't believe in Vitor Roque for the moment, because thinks that Vitor Roque doesn't understand some basic concepts of football. But anyways, let's talk a little bit about the defense as well. Apart from Araujo, who was a little sloppy, today surprised me Cubarsí. You know, I think he suffered at the counterattacks. Cubarsí didn't have a good game, but taking into account he's 17 years old, I'll give him the credit of not having a good game. But he was being subbed out. Íñigo Martínez came on. Things got a little better. Cancelo, a little bit as well, all over the place. Koundé was pretty solid. I think Koundé is doing great end of the season. There was a moment in the season where he lowered his level, but then he came back up. In terms of the midfield, Gundogan, average. Christensen, average. Lamine Yamal, spectacular. I'd say it's a player that's going to mark an era in Barcelona. You can see it. You can clearly see it. I mean, being 16 years old is insane. It's just insane. By the way, today marks 1 full year since Lamine Yamal started playing with the first team of Football Club Barcelona, his debut. Time flies, guys. Time really flies. It's been 1 year now. Lamine Yamal has been playing in the first team. Of course, he just debuted and then slowly he came into the dynamics of the first team. But the problem, guys, is that we're still competing for the second position of La Liga, because the next game week is going to be against Girona, and we are just 2 points away from Girona. Let me show you here what the table. So we have 73 points. Real Madrid have 11 points more than us, but Girona is just there at 71 points away. We certainly pocketed Champions League football for next season, but careful, because the second position is important. By the way, we won't be going to the Club World Cup after being disqualified from the Champions League, but if we don't finish in the second position, a lot of things get riskier. The Super Cup of Spain, we won't be playing that. On the other hand, if you get in the second position, you get more money from La Liga. And not only that, is that in the next season, Copa del Rey, you don't play 2 of the first qualifying games. Therefore, it's better, right? Okay, you directly get into the round of 16. So that's great if we do. I think we can do it. I think Girona is still in a great momentum, and certainly the game next game week against Girona away is going to be determinant. Still, there's some games to be played. In total, 5 games that we're going to be playing. Therefore, it's exciting. We're still into it. Unfortunately, we are not competing for the title, but certainly we need to look ahead. In terms of Xavi, you guys know my opinion. I think the remedy was worse than the disease. So Hansi Flick was worse than Xavi. Bringing Hansi Flick is a big risk. I know some of you wanted still Hansi Flick to come to Barcelona. My stance is clear. I don't want Hansi Flick. Why I don't want Hansi Flick? Because he barely speaks any English, doesn't speak any Spanish. How is he going to communicate? No, just no. Like, I don't want him, because if you get him, you give him a 2 year of a contract, and next year is when Arteta, Guardiola, Luis Enrique, possibly Jurgen Klopp are available. Are you going to miss the chance because you're with Hansi Flick? Or you can say, oh, you can fire Hansi Flick. No, that's going to cost you some money. By the way, Hansi Flick would earn more money than what Xavi Hernandez does. It's positive that Xavi Hernandez stayed. At the end of the day, it's going to be the same effect on the players. Xavi Hernandez is going to be here for only one more season. Let's give it all. I think there's been some improvements. Certainly, some players are going to need to move. At the end of the day, guys, we have Cancelo, not on the level. We have Joao Felix, certainly very unstable. We will see if we can make some swap deals. Maybe Ansu Fati goes to Atletico Madrid, we keep Joao Felix. It will be a hell of a deal, to be honest, because Joao Felix has an incredible market value versus Ansu Fati, whose market value just plummeted. Was not having a great season in Brighton, and yeah, basically not doing much in Brighton. Had some injuries, lowered his level. Nowhere near the Ansu Fati that we saw when he was 16 years old and 300 days when he was debuting with Barcelona. But what's positive is that Barcelona could be making some incorporations. Maybe Guido Rodriguez from Betis. That will give us, I'd say, some stability in the midfield. Is a player that can replace Christensen in case he gets injured. Certainly Oriol Romeu is going to have to move. But Barcelona certainly need a better holding midfielder than Guido Rodriguez. Not only Guido Rodriguez, I'd say he is the substitute. We need somebody like Kimmich, for example. I would bet on Kimmich to come to the club. In terms of departures, if you tell me, I'd push out maybe Frenkie de Jong, because Frenkie de Jong is a big salary and he is a passing merchant, passing the ball here and there. Certainly not having a good season this year. Maybe next season he can be incredible, because he's still a talented guy, don't get me wrong. But if you look at the cost versus the performance, certainly Frenkie de Jong is not there, because not only he earns 20 million per year approx, but he also has a huge price tag and that we could be selling and increasing the financial fair play situation for Football Club Barcelona in a favorable way. And then we can think about incorporating players. Not only that, is that we are going to be pushing for the sponsors, kit sponsor. Nike seems that is going to be doing a final boost towards a new deal in order to not lose the sponsorship of the Football Club Barcelona kit after Puma pressured quite a lot. But anyways, guys, that's my little analysis. Hope that you guys enjoyed it. I see 120 people, only 38 likes. Come on, smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Let's do the quick Q&A that we always do. I see Jerónimo, I see Barry, I see Seymour, I see Walid, I see Ausam, I see Conrad. Let's see what you guys are saying. Walid says, if we can swap Frenkie for Rodri, it will be a dream. Alex, to be honest, it's not going to happen, bro. Pep Guardiola is a Man City are not retards. But yeah, it would be a dream. Certainly, I don't understand why Barcelona didn't make the move for Rodri when he was in Villarreal, or he made the move to Atletico Madrid. It was so dumb for us to not make the move for Rodri. It was a clear substitute. It was the best substitute. It was a clone of Busquets. It's just a clone of Busquets. I see my G from Ireland. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce your name. It's quite complex. Ausam says, any chance to get rid of Ter Stegen? I don't think so. Walid says, if we can sub, yeah, okay, well, I read your question. Jerónimo says, Algundo does its pass back and side to side. He was literally getting bullied against Valencia and is so overrated. Jerónimo, you are famous in this channel for having Gundogan crushed. You don't like Gundogan. I think Gundogan provides a lot to the team. For example, the 2 corners that we scored from, he was the one kicking. He has some depth, he has some goals. I think Gundogan is a key player for the team. Of course, we got him for free. Understand that we got him for free. We paid nothing for him, not even a welcome bonus, right? It was just salary. And I think he's giving a good level. If you have this into consideration, then the performance versus the cost is amazing. In terms of Frankie de Jong, it's nowhere near, right? So yeah, I think Gundogan certainly top level. Seymour says, why is Xavi not playing Roque? Guys, I said it, I talked about it. I'll make a video about it because I have some insights in regards of this. And Ausam says, can Flick use Google Translate with the team? Guys, how can you transmit any values? How can you transmit anything, a feeling? How can you for a whole season, during the training seasons, during the training sessions, during the video sessions, during the halftime, the pre-game talks? Guys, Google Translate, come on, it's not possible. This is a high-level team. This is millions and millions and millions of euro at stake, and we don't do Google Translate, man. No. Guys, you're obsessed with Hansi Flick. What's the obsession? He had one good season in a very structured Bayern, super structured Bayern, one great season, the COVID year. The rest of his career has been mediocre to failures. Don't be obsessed with Hansi Flick. He is certainly super overrated in my eyes. Super overrated. For one good season, the COVID year, with a structured Bayern de Munich. No way. I'm not buying it. I'm not. You would have to give, the problem is that you would have to give him 2 years. What happens next year? What happens when Hansi Flick is gone? We have the same problem as we do now. No, there's no options. There's no options. What happens if Hansi Flick fails? Then we have to pay some money. The best was Xavi to continue for the contract. And then we get Arteta or Luis Enrique, for example. I will bet on these 2. If not, maybe Jurgen Klopp. Who knows? I think Guardiola is not going to come. I think Guardiola is certainly not going to come. See Jerónimo saying Flick is garbage. Xavier saying screw Flick. I agree with the obsession with Flick. It's crazy, says Nath. Yeah, guys, I understand, because people are thinking on Twitter, people are thinking we bring Flick and immediately we win the sextuple. It's not gonna happen. How is Flick gonna connect with these players? Most of the players are from La Masia. They probably don't speak any English. You know, how is he gonna connect? He can't connect. By the way, he's a very different kind of style of a player. Here in Barcelona, when you enter the youth team and you're like 9-8 years old, they start teaching you the Barça methodology. It's the same methodology applied, of course, at the higher level, at the higher expertise, but it's the same methodology that the players in the first team apply. It's pretty much the same, of course, with more technicalities and more details and more flexibility from the coach. But it's the same kind of concept, you know? How is Flick gonna come in with a completely different concept? It's just not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Look what happened to Koeman. Different concept, we failed, but of course Koeman had a tougher time because, you know, he got the club with last year of Messi and Busquets and Piqués and Jordi Albas, and then Messi departed. It was a difficult time for Koeman. I'm not gonna blame Koeman, but guys, things that work in Barcelona are Barca style of coaches, okay? Let's not do experiments. It's not gonna work. Not gonna work. I'm certain of this. I'm certain. Ausel saying, watching from the Philippines, my G, thank you for your support, for smashing the likes if you haven't done so already, guys. Abdullah says, Xavi is okay, but we need Deco to push to be more realistic. Guys, I want to make just to end the video here but I want to make a video, and this is special, about Laporta and about Vitor Roque. I'll make a video, different videos, But I want to tell you something about Laporta, which I'm not liking. Okay, many of you think that I'm a Laporta supporter, Laporta fanatic. Have some of my friends that are telling me, oh, you're obsessed with Laporta. Guys, I'm not obsessed with Laporta. I've made some comments criticizing Laporta here in this channel even. And what is certain is that we could be doing better, but I'm not gonna, I look at Victor Font now doing some press conferences, and he's such a catastrophist. He's just talking about, oh, Barcelona is a catastrophe, it's a disaster, I would have done better. Saying I would have done better is the cheapest thing that you can say. No? It's so cheap. How cheap is that? Oh, I would have done better. Yeah, of course. Of course. It's the cheapest thing that you can say. So I'm not gonna do that. But certainly, there are some things, the improvisation that is killing me. But anyways. I'm sure that we can talk about it in another video. Guys, make sure to smash the likes, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as I always say, Visca el Barça, Visca Catalunya, and see you in the next video. Vamos Barça, vamos, hostia.